Well, good evening. This is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on the 2nd of December. And I thought I'd try and make a quickie here of a bunch of shorts. First one, gene editing scientist went rogue. There we go. We have our first publicized evidence of gene editing. He Jiankui and Zhu Xiaoqun are the first scientists to splice and edit genes of a human being using a CRISPR technology. And what they did was they took out its propensity to AIDS, HIV. So this is a scary leap forward in gene editing, cloning, and that whole CRISPR technology. It's only been obstruction. Here we go. This is President Trump's new book, and it's called Trump's Enemy. Anthony Furey recently spoke with David Bossie, the deputy campaign manager of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, about his new book, Trump's Enemies: How the Deep State is Undermining the Presidency, co-authored with Corey Lewandowski. Below are experts from Bossie's remarks. And this is what I thought was interesting about his remarks. Trump to be re-elected. There you go. I think he is. If you look at President Trump's re-election campaign, it's going to be based on a couple of things. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? That question is a staple in our election process when it comes to a president trying to get re-elected, and the answer is going to be yes. You see people going back to work, people getting better education, better health care. The president has made promises during the campaign and kept them during his presidency. The president wakes up every day and says, I'm going to deliver on another of my campaign promises today. And the list is now into the hundreds of campaign promises that he made that he has kept. And I think that's what's going to be what carries him over the top, because our economy is booming. He took it from a broken, shattered economy, and in 2 years' time he has really rebuilt the American economy into a powerhouse that is seen across the world. I actually can't fault him on that. I can't fault him on that. Certainly to all external appearances, I know there are some underlying issues that are really very, very, very problematic. But to all intents and purposes, if you are on the ground, you have more hope in your future now, since Donald Trump has been elected, than you did under Obama or President Bush before him, all of whom ignored the problems in the Midwest and the loss of manufacturing jobs. Now, I know there's all kinds of underlying issues with that too, and with AI and that kind of stuff. However, one thing I will maintain for any nation, advanced nation, if you give up your steel industry, you are going straight down the toilet. Your steel industry is so crucial to your economy. You have to have good, high quality, high carbon steel. If you can't make a decent cutting edge, you are up the creek without a paddle. And I still believe this will be China's undoing. They make crap steel. I see it every day. Their manufacturing is garbage, and it will eventually undermine their entire economy. My bets are actually on South Korea unifying with North Korea, and they will become the powerhouse of manufacturing, along with India and Pakistan. All very good steel makers. In fact, today South Korea is the best steel in the world, certainly in any kind of quantity. We still have Solingen steel, which is good, from Germany, but South Korean steel is good, high quality steel. Robots in the field. Now, this is what I've been waiting to see. This is going to be quite interesting. Farmers embracing autonomous technology, and of course farmers have really been pushed to the edge because agricultural pricing has been kept down to absolute rock bottom, but the input costs have been going through the roof, and of course that is labor. Now this robot will go through the fields. It's on 4 wheels, and with AI, solar power, and GPS positioning, it will go through the fields day and night 24/7. What we're doing is stuff that people can't do, said Ben Scott Robinson, co-founder of the small robot company. It's not physically possible for a farmer to go around and check each individual plant and then treat that plant individually. That's only possible when you have something as tireless as a robot and as focused and as accurate as AI to be able to achieve that. And so, of course, one of the big things that this is doing is because each plant is being individually treated, the damage from pesticides and herbicides is minimized, and also the cost is brought down. Sears Canada pensioners reach settlement. This is a follow-up story that I did a little while ago, because the people who worked for Sears, not the management but the floor workers, had unsecured pensions, and out of $182 million that they were seeking, they got $48 million. So this is a fraction. This is less than a quarter of what they were asking for. And I think it is incumbent upon unions. We're going to see with GM, because GM is closing down at the end of 2019, and I wonder if those pensions are unsecured as well. Because if we do retain unions, and unions to continue to negotiate people's wages and benefits, they need to be securing the pensions as management pensions are secured with the company. Paris hit by worst riots in a decade. And this is riots going on at the Champs-Elysees, and it's over the rising cost of fuel because of carbon taxing. And of course these are not terrorists, these are not activists. Well, they're calling them the Yellow Jacket activists. These are rural citizens, rural residents who have been left out of the equation, because if you live in a city, these carbon taxes are not going to affect you quite as badly because you have public transit and that kind of stuff. So it's rural people who depend on their vehicles, farmers who need fuel, who've been really, really hard hit by carbon taxation, and this has led to riots in the street. And I'm hoping we don't see that in Canada or North America in general, because carbon taxes, trust me, are going to be a real burden on people who have to commute, businesses, and people, because we have to heat in Canada. In eastern Canada, in Ontario, Quebec, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, we all have high heating costs for at least 5 or 6 months of the year, and that is going to be a huge burden to all of those residents. And last story. Bogus Doc gave woman some lip. And I don't know if you can see this picture here. We get it into focus. There's a before and after picture, and here is a very pretty, normal looking young woman who had a little plumper put in her lips, and you can see the result. Okay, so this is a cautionary tale. Love your body as it is. Love your body as it is. And on that note, I will say farewell. This is Hound Dog Steve signing off. Please thank you to all of my listeners for tuning in. We're getting back into the swing of things now, and I hope to be making a lot more videos, because there are some incredibly interesting stories out in the world going on today. We are in a dynamic situation. Anything can happen in the next half hour. So please like and subscribe below. You have a great week coming up, and we will talk to you real soon. See you now. Bye.